Hey, Bruce Naylor here, and welcome to another installment of Bruce's Take. This is actually part 2 of my video about YouTube and drama channels and censorship. First time I've ever done this, but I'm responding to some viewer comments. I'm not going to name anybody by name, but just talk about it a little bit in this video. So here we go. The video I posted yesterday, I talked about 2 points, which was my disdain for drama channels on YouTube. I just personally don't agree with building a career about making videos about, calling out other YouTubers. Not saying there's some that don't deserve it when they really do something wrong, but that's a different argument for a different time. What I really want to talk to you today was about censorship. If you look up the definition of censorship, this is when officially books, movies, periodicals, videos are reviewed, and then any content that's deemed unsatisfactory is removed or censored. That's what it means. Now, YouTube, by that definition, is not censoring anybody, but what they are doing is they're taking away monetization from videos that don't meet their guidelines. Now, they've had these guidelines for a long time. And the thing is, just recently, YouTube has begun notifying content creators of the videos that are no longer being monetized. So for many, many years, probably, content creators have had videos that monetization was removed, just were never made aware of the fact they weren't making any money off it. But now they actually give you tools where you can dispute the demonetization video. I personally have had a video with monetization taken away. It was called The Killing of Micah Xavier Johnson. That was the sniper down in Texas killed by a robot. It really wasn't a big deal to me having it demonetized. I just kind of said, they didn't like apparently the word killing in the title or whatever. But they didn't pull the video down. They didn't say, Bruce, you're not allowed to show this video. It simply says it's not advertiser friendly. These terms have been bounced around. Some people have very much difficulty with that term, advertiser friendly. And they start talking about free speech. That the internet should be one of the comments is that the internet should be completely free speech. Well, the problem is that what you pay for at home for internet access is just that, access to the internet. The internet itself is paid for by businesses. And somebody's got to pay for the servers, somebody's got to pay for, the bandwidth, somebody's got to pay for the routers, the switches, the network engineers, and everybody that keeps the whole thing running. Somebody's got to build the website that you're visiting. Somebody had to build YouTube out. There's salaries and payroll and all that involved. So without businesses basically backing the internet, there really wouldn't be much to see out there. There wouldn't be much to do. And YouTube is a very popular website. Now, one comment had mentioned that freedom of speech and people able to upload videos that they want to make is what's made YouTube successful. From a pure business standpoint, YouTube is, to the best of my knowledge, yet to turn a profit. They made $4 billion in revenue last year, and they still didn't make a profit. So if I define a business as being successful, by its ability to make money, and it's not successful as far as making money. If they don't make money, sooner or later, Google is going to get a little tired of pouring billions into something that is a money loser, and they're going to make some kind of substantial changes. So they fixed I think they've done a really good job building it all out, but now they really got to concentrate on making money off of this thing. And this is where advertisers come into play. This is why YouTube is now really getting serious about the kind of content. And the content is their product, okay? The content, the videos I produce and the hundreds of thousands of other content creators produce, that's the product that YouTube sells to advertisers. Now, think about this. One thing was brought up. Bruce, I'm just paraphrasing. Why is it that, say, Philip DeFranco can't report on the news without being demonetized, and yet CNN or Fox News can? Why is that? Well, fair question. I'm going to give you my best educated guess. And I want to remind you, this is coming from somebody who has bought advertising himself at one time or another. I've owned 3 different companies. Yeah. And so there's been times I've bought newspaper ads, I've bought television advertising, I've bought radio advertising, I've paid for telemarketers. I've done database marketing, email marketing, social media marketing. I've been around the block a few times, so I kind of have a good grasp on how some of this works. But let's take Fox News, for example. Fox News. Fox News knows their demographic inside and out, probably better than just about any other news organization on earth. They are a finely tuned machine, and they generate billions in revenue. But here's the thing. What makes Fox News way different than somebody like Phil DeFranco, for example? I'm just using Phil because a lot of this has kicked up due to some tweets that he made in his videos. Here's the thing. Fox News has writers. They have editors. These are professionals, editors. They have assistant directors, executive directors, producers. They have vice presidents, senior vice presidents, board of directors. And all these people meet with advertising agencies that do buy-in for ads. And then they talk back and forth about what spots would be best for what segment or what show, etc. Here's the demographics. Here's the company. Here's what they're selling. Who's the best fit. Who would not want to be seen sponsoring this show, but would be agreeable to this one, etc. They know this inside and out. Now, the companies that advertise on Fox News, say it's Ford Motor Company. I really don't know if they advertise on there or not. But the companies that do advertise, they know the advertising agency. They know the executives, C-level executives of Fox News, etc. They know the product is a known, quantifiable product. Fox News, I guarantee you, will never start a broadcast by saying, "Sup, you beautiful bastards." They're never ever going to do that. They don't have to worry about that. Now, because YouTube has hundreds of thousands of citizen journalists out there, and I use that term rather loosely, they're an unknown quantity. There are no executive producers. There's no board of directors. There's none of that stuff. It's most time a guy or a gal sitting in front of a camera espousing their opinion. It could be commentary on news. It could be makeup. It could be tech videos, how-to videos, tutorials, etc. Across the board. Vloggers, lifestyle videos, etc. Now, YouTube wants to sell more advertising. That's the end game. They want to assure these sponsors that their ads don't end up running against a video that might have objectionable content to them or to their target buyer. Now, this is nothing new. You know, big companies have always had to deal with boycotts. For example, if they sponsored a show or whatever, if there was an uproar, you know, maybe deeply religious people would get offended and then call for a boycott. This happened. There was a boycott called for from Chick-fil-A, for example. Target's been the target of boycotts. Many companies have been boycotted because they were thought to be sponsoring content that was objectionable to some group here, there, wherever. Others think this is the handiwork of social justice warriors running amok, etc. It's purely about money and brands that do not want to risk alienating customers because their ad is associated with a particular kind of content. Now, furthermore, because there are hundreds of thousands of YouTubers out there, there's no way C-level executives from these companies can know each and every one of these YouTubers out there or their work, their body of work, or even what they're talking about. They're trusting YouTube with their advertising buy-in to do the right thing and to make certain guarantees. And this is what's happening. Now then, do some of these things seem rather draconian? Yes, they do. Does the algorithm get it wrong from time to time? Yes, it does. Does this threaten the livelihood of popular YouTubers? Yes, it could. And that's the rub, and that's the quandary. How does YouTube balance profit and the ability to pay its bills against acquiring the product that it sells those ads against? It's a very tough situation to be in. Fortunately, because YouTube is not pulling these videos down, and with a little creativity, many of these top YouTubers can still make a lot of money by selling sponsorships because there's companies that will absolutely not be offended to be part of sponsoring that particular content creator. They can sell merchandise. They can do affiliate marketing. There's a lot of ways to make money other than just the YouTube AdSense revenue that they get for the views of advertising. So, with that being said, this is not a free speech issue. This is totally about capitalism. This is totally about profit motive. Nothing more insidious than making money, not trying to shut people up. It's not about trying to censor the content that's on video. There's certainly some content I think we can all, or for the most part, all of us agree on. We don't want to see somebody getting beaten up. We don't want to see somebody being sexually assaulted. We don't want to see child pornography on YouTube. We don't see that stuff. Most sane, rational people believe that does not belong on YouTube. But there's other opinions out there that says I should be able to say what I want to say and upload it to YouTube and even make money off of it. And that's just wrong. That's just the wrong way of looking at it. It's not your YouTube. It belongs to the shareholders and investors of Google. That's who YouTube belongs to. They offer you the ability to upload your video and share with your community at absolutely no cost to you. In exchange, you must agree to these terms of service. So, if there is a line, let's call it this fine line, you really want to stay as far away from that as you possibly can. I think what this may do, and I think this will be real big for a little while, and then it'll kind of die down, and you won't hear so much about it. Because that tends to what happens when this kind of stuff happens with YouTube. There'll be a big uproar, and then it just gradually goes away. I would think that this will probably be the case, but this may affect the type of content some people put out in the future. Maybe they'll think twice about doing really creepy stuff in order to get views, right? It does seem to be a race to the bottom, in my opinion, in order to get views and to make money and monetize videos. If you take away that monetization reward for putting up really creepy stuff, and some of it truly is sick and twisted material, in my opinion, or very, very hateful, very, very, something that just really, like watching a train wreck in order to get views, then perhaps maybe the people will think twice about producing that kind of content unless they've got a different way entirely to monetize that video. That is where that's what I want to clarify. Somebody asked me about my friend Dave Cullen and Computing Forever. Did I watch his video about censorship? I started to, and then work kept interrupting me. I think the world of Dave Cullen. I think he's done a brilliant job with his channel. He has what some may consider to be politically controversial content on his show, on his videos. He has building a very substantial audience. I say good for him. I don't have a problem with his content, but maybe certain companies may not want to be associated with his content. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure there's others that will. So I think there's just going to be a period of getting everything fine-tuned and tweaked and matching the content with the audience, with the advertising. Or maybe I got that back. Advertising with the content to get to that audience that they want to reach. And I know there's an audience for his stuff. He does great stuff. And that's what I really say about Dave Cullen and Computing Forever. But the others out there, I don't, again, I'm not much for lowbrow type of entertainment. That's just me personally. But, I'm sure that many of them will find an advertiser. This just needs to sort itself out. But the bottom line is, this is not a free speech issue. You're not going to be able to get onto YouTube and do and say whatever you want and expect to get paid for it. That may have happened in the past because it was very loosey-goosey, but not so much anymore, as YouTube now is really going to concentrate on advertising. We've seen that. We've seen YouTube really ramp up, the things that they do in order to increase advertising revenue. Content creators aren't supposed to do like pre-roll ads of their own, not supposed to use sponsor logos and so forth. They've made it increasingly more difficult in certain aspects to go outside of YouTube for monetization and sponsorships, but you can still do it if you follow the guidelines. So it's not a free speech issue. It's not censorship. It's simply dollars and cents And as somebody who's bought advertising before, when you're doing an ad buy-in, typically you have great demographics. You know exactly who your target market is. You know that you don't want to offend that potential customer by any stretch of the imagination. And you certainly wouldn't want your ad running against content that your potential customers would find objectionable. And big companies with lots of money to spend are very milquetoast, for lack of a better term. They're very, very careful and to try not to offend anybody that would fit the profile, or really anybody in general, and particularly their customers, because they're a brand. They spend a lot of money. Any idea how much, Chrysler spends on branding their brand? Walmart, anybody else, they spend a lot of money on branding, and they want to make sure they don't alienate somebody. It's called being advertiser friendly, and I know there's some comments that from people who don't like that term, but that's the sad reality. YouTube is a business. We as users of YouTube do not have the right to say and do anything we want on YouTube and expect for that video to be monetized. We certainly can't use copyrighted material without permission, without a copyright strike. We can't use bits and pieces of copyrighted material without getting a content ID match. We can't violate community guidelines by misrepresenting our video and doing other things we're not supposed to be doing. And we can't monetize videos that don't meet the YouTube guidelines. And that is what I've got to say in part 2 of Bruce's Take. Again, I look forward to your comments down below. Just remember, these are strictly my opinions, the way I see it, and that is, this is not a free speech issue. This is not a censorship issue. This is purely a money issue, and YouTube is looking to turn a profit by selling advertising on product that is suitable for those paying for it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.